Hey there team, and welcome to Silmarilion Total War. So, I'll say right from the start, just so that people don't try and skip ahead past this battle unfortunately does not have an ending. We did crash out. We don't get a conclusive end to this battle, and that's something that I do want to try and go through as I'm discussing it. I do want to have a bit of an idea of like how it might have ended. So yeah, just a heads up about that. Reason I did want to go through this is because there's some very interesting stuff that does happen. I do think it was quite an interesting sort of battle up until the crash, and also this is quite a nice chance for me just to have a quick update, I guess, quick announcements and stuff to go on. So we'll have a quick look through the army overview and then I'll get into that. But yeah, just wanted to lash that out right from the start. We don't have an ending, unfortunately. Playing as Nan here. So mucked about with Nan a little bit before, but I kind of wanted to go spiderless today. So I've got my my Devourers of Children in the back there. In front of them, some of these Skull Splitters. I've only got one unit of Skull Splitters today. I've got 3 of these Flesh Feasters, and I've given all of them an armor upgrade. So I'm really wanting these guys to, I guess, be pretty stubborn and do a lot of the heavy lifting up against these more powerful units. The Swarms in front of them are the Flesh Terrors. I've got heaps and heaps of these beefy units of Flesh Terrors, again with an armor upgrade, just to, I mean, I guess try and play Nan like Angband, and just try and commit to that grind a little bit. 3 units of Beast Hunters up at the front just to take a bit of fire, and of course the Gore Swarm. Gore Swarm are only about, what are they, like about 100 florins for that first unit of them, so why not, they're just cheap as chips. And then I've also got 2 units of these Hunting Packs, who do have an anti-cavalry bonus, so they've got a decent little charge bonus on them as well, but I'm really just wanting to use them to catch enemy cavalry. That's what I've grabbed them for. So yeah, I'll zoom through the rest of the armies first, as I say. Then to my right, we've got Alfie here playing as Tol, so he's got a lot more cavalry on display as you'd expect. The Chakskara's Zigulab, not Zigulab. They're that heavy cavalry. I'm afraid Tol Cav is something that I'm still not certain of sometimes. I don't really know exactly what the certain units do there, but we've got the Wolf Boar next to them, some Laxkara's Ghoul Collab there next to them as well. In the back, the Ash Priests. I do know what those guys do. Plan initially for Alfie was going to be swapping places with Swampert even. So he's playing as Angband, and we'll talk about that in a minute, why he's doing that. He's got his detachment version of the Halberdiers there, a bit smaller, some detachment Arbalists as well, a full unit of Arbalists, and another full unit of Arbalists, so a lot of crossbow fire. Ravagers, more Ravagers, 3 units of Ravagers there, with no armor upgrades. I'm pretty sure they get that white highlight when they get that armor upgrade. Some Legionnaires, again, no armor upgrades for the Legionnaires. Lots and lots of Legionnaires, more and more Legionnaires, good stuff. Over here we do have the Scourges of Gothmog, some Spear Guard, more Spear Guard, and double Tormentors. So again, yet some more high quality, but we do have the Valorarkar and 2 Troll Guard, of course. So reason for this was we really wanted Angband to be our town fighting. I was going to say city fighting, but really, this is the Winter Hamlet, so it's a nice sort of village fighting going on here. And we wanted Angband to be doing that, and that gives Tol much more freedom over these forests, and it's quite flat ground here. Oh, actually saying that, there's more bumps than I was sort of aware of, but still relatively flat, so that should give the wargs of Tol-in-Gauhoth a bit of freedom. So yeah, while we're waiting a second, announcement stuff. I talked about this quickly in one Helm's Deep battle, but I put that back to being unlisted just because I'm not going to be showing off Helm's Deep just yet. We'll wait, this is for Reforged of course, I'm not going to be showing off Helm's Deep just yet until we are, until the proper announcement and so on, or until the proper version gets released, because it is a new version of Helm's Deep. But unfortunately, as I do mention a few videos about me going away to Africa to do this, do some charity work and so on, that didn't pan out. Various bits and bobs and so on, very, very upset about it, but it didn't end up happening. So I'm going to be here for the time being. So that will still, you'll still hear that mentioned in a few videos that are going to be coming out that I've scheduled up for quite some time. But just so you're aware, doesn't happen. I'm here, still in Scotland. We'll see what the future holds. But that's why I'm still pumping out these videos and not in the middle of nowhere, or the middle of Silmarilion, I guess. Jump 2 times speed. So there is a lot of skirmishing that goes on during this fight. And as I say, I just don't want to get anybody too riled up, because I'll remind people just once again, we don't have an ending. We don't have a conclusive ending. When we do get to the end of this battle, I will have a good glance around, and I really would appreciate people's sort of comments or viewpoints on who you think might have won, and so on, what you think might have gone down from that point, because I didn't really have a full view of what was happening as well at that time. But all the while, we get some very cool stuff. I've got my Abomination. I didn't actually see my Abomination. I did bring my Abomination too. That was my first time using that. So it's a big, beefy, it is an artillery piece, but he is also just, there he is. Yeah, he is an artillery piece, but he is also just a, oh goodness me, is he a Cyclops? I think he is a little, no, he's not. There is like currently a texture issue with him. He's not going to be looking like that in the future. He will have his own different texture. Similar to his unit card, if people actually play Silmarillion. But we've also got Sauron across on the field as well. I didn't spot that, but we'll have a look at them as well. So we've got 2 big, beefy boys on the field. We've got the Balrogs. Yep, we've got the Balrogs too. Not the Bulldogs, we've got the Balrogs. So lots of these big, heavy hitters to go along with our swarms. And we'll see up against us right now. It's a long deployment phase. I think that's us. Yeah, you're still seeing we're moving around there as we're sort of discussing what's best. Over on the right, facing up against me right now, we have Aranor. He's playing as Ossiriand here, so he's got his Spearmen of Rathloriel out front, very lightly armoured, but at least with a bit of a shield value on them. But again, I don't think it's a massive shield value, so I could definitely shoot those guys up pretty nicely. Eärfin, 2 units of the Eärfin Tower behind them. Some Kinsmen of Denethor, sort of the sturdiest unit that Ossiriand has got. Oh no, the Myther next to them can take a bit of a beating too. AP with those little maces. Back some Spear Host of Gellion, 2 very fragile to any sort of arrow fire, so even my lighter archers will be able to do some good work against them. Sorry, I was just glancing over this way. I thought something caught my eye. He does have cavalry. That's what I was hunting for. Next time, he's got Buzzard playing as Doriath with the mounted company of Rheggian. In front of them, the Rangers of the Girdle, these Warriors of Rheggian. Some Tiryn Lasdana in there with their absolutely brutal throwing axes. Will certainly mess up whoever is going toe-to-toe with them. The Donath and Mablung, the Warriors of Rheggian again. Shield Bearers, Wardens, Warriors, and Spear Host of the Girdle. So nothing too like crazy out there. Pretty understandable from Doriath. But I mean, I find Doriath for me is like one of the most all-rounded, I guess. Well, there's no like lancers or stuff, but you can make a very balanced infantry line. So that's kind of what would be expected. And we have J Monster here under the current name of Boris. Playing as the House of Fingolfin. So he's got his Sentries of Hithlum lined up with these Herdsmen of Hithlum, so lots and lots of humans on the field today for the House of Fingolfin. As we keep moving up that line of the Herdsmen and Sentries. Yeah, there's a heck of a lot of them really. But he does have his Armatar and the Catapult there too. I think, Dragon Guard and Sons of Hurin. We're seeing as well some Fjordsmen, again Fjordsmen of Thorlomen, and the Heramatar of Beredithel, so some of these Swordmasters too. So that's the only artillery piece that the elves, sort of the elven human forces have here, elven-led anyway, forces have. So we technically do have, I mean in a way, 2 artillery pieces. Sauron's quite close range, so I struggle to really call him an artillery piece. I kind of view him more as just a big monster creature that can also cast fire over you. But my Abomination can get some good long range shots down the way. So we do actually have a new the effects of Sauron's attack is very different now than it used to be. So I've got to catch that. I can't miss when he actually uses that. It's very, very cool. The nice thing about this battle, things seem to sort of happen all over the battlefield, but we tend to sort of take turns doing it. So I should be able to focus on everything bit by bit. I'm just jumping up to 2 times speed because, as I say, there's a lot of just time as we're mixing these two armies. Angband coming over here, Tol-in-Gauhoth going over there, which could have been a chance for, say, Buzzard if he wanted to try and shunt forward and take territory. But I think Buzzard is really wanting to hold. Right now, we could have it either the fight happen over this area or even just have it blocked up in 2 choke points. So even though this is a field battle, we could have a sort of almost feel like a siege with this sort of close focused fighting. And it looks like, yeah, that's what Buzzard is wanting to do. You can see over here, J-Monster's got very much a defensive force. This sort of long pipeline of the sentries is something that he's wanting to make sure we slam into, or at least is preparing for us to slam into. And with him just holding that line, that's going to mean he's quite free to move around these other units to back up Buzzard or however he wants to do it. Now you can see, because I've moved myself over here as well, I'm not really wanting to run through the open field here. My men, although they're quite aggressive, and we do have shields, and I've given armor upgrades wherever I can give them, we are still very lightly armored. Those, the Flesh Terrors? No, the Flesh Terrors. They only have 1 armor as standard. So I've given them an armor upgrade, so that brings them up to, what, 3, I think? But even then, that's they're going to go down quick. So I'm going to rely on using my Beast Hunters spread out just to absorb enemy arrow fire, or somewhat relying on the armored, far more cost-effectively armored Legionnaires to my right to take a bit of a beating for me. So this is really what we move into first. I'll probably stay at 2 times speed for a lot of this battle because it is, I say, it's a lot of just skirmish back and forth here. It's a lot of me just trying to tempt ammunition out of Buzzard, waiting for, I guess, the right moment before we act here. But yeah, no. So that's hopefully pretty exciting. These big moments. Anyway, I've got a lot of Silmarillion fights to get through. I'm hoping to do a fair bit of recording today. As I say, I've been November was a real slump month for me, just because I was a bit disappointed with the whole Africa situation. So I kind of just didn't really do anything. But now I'm hoping to try and get some stuff recorded up, so that I can maybe post quite a lot around Christmas time. We'll see. Make up for that. I do still currently have videos scheduled up until the end of February. But that is just, as I say, for this 1 video every week situation, which I'd like to do more than that. So I really let my bloomin' Beast Hunters get way too far ahead, and these Outriders of the Girdle are going to be punishing me for that. I've got them spread out, I've got them running back, so he's not really going to be able to connect with a great charge, but still, that's 180 before contact. That's down to, wow, holy smokes. So yeah, you can see they really ran me down, and we gave them no damage in return. I will be turning around and giving them a volley. Oh shoot, are they coming in for round 2? I think they are. Yeah, they are. So I'm getting some shots into them, but that's going to be shooting them right in the face, so that shield is going to be coming into play. Got catapult fire going into the Arbalists and all of these Legionnaire forces. Finally got my hunting pack there, but yeah, my problem there was really I was focusing on the infantry, and I was moving up to try and get Buzzard to shoot at me. I just totally didn't see his cavalry coming, and it was actually Alfie, or might have been Swampert, but it was one of my allies that called it out for me. Catapult fire tearing right through the Angband lines. If a few Legionnaires take a bit of a beating from this, not really the end of the world, but some of those that's a lot of spear guard to drop there, so we don't really want that. Currently we're at 1%. I think, yeah, that was a bit nasty for that. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, more Legionnaires just getting blitzed up. So Swampert's spreading out now, but yeah, still a bit nasty. And my forces are nice and tightly packed together, so he'd only have to move a little bit further forward to start hitting my men. Got the hunting pack there now. So it's a bit of a nuisance for my Beast Hunters. At the time, I wasn't actually that worried. because, I mean, at the end of the day, they're still going to be able to use up all their ammunition. I didn't really take these guys to use them in melee, but now that I kind of think through it a little bit more, that's not really why I brought them. I brought them to try and absorb enemy arrow fire. So having them now, like, yeah, we've lost so many of those boys there. You know, down from 180 to, you know, 130. It's pretty nasty. So a bit upsetting. Definitely a lot less arrows to be soaking up. So good move from the enemy cavalry there. But I'm not going to let them do that again. I will shortly move these beast hunters forward there. Okay, he's coming at me. He's coming at me. I'm watching now though, so I will start to run back, I think. In a perfect world, what I would try to do is get them to actually make contact with the beast hunters and then grab them with a hunting pack, or hopefully, you know, just get them with the hunting pack. But I saw that my guys were wavering there, and I really didn't want that to happen. I didn't want them to get a break, because that would just be devastating if I lost these guys without using up any of their ammunition. We are going to unleash a little bit of fire on the Outriders' backs. Drop them one, maybe? Yeah, lucky enough to drop 2 of them there, and... oh, good, a few more. Yeah, so that was 5 and 6 even. Yeah, but I got a little bit of fire on all their backs there. So that's... I mean, that's the whole reason why I'm moving up these beast hunters now. Yeah, so even if somebody did manage to make contact with the beast hunters, my secondary unit of beast hunters positioned behind them, this is what I call the Corrigan strategy. If you remember, I've not seen Corrigan around for a very long time. We used to sort of refer to him quite frequently as the first boss of Reforged. That was yeah, because he was constantly playing 1v1s, and he'd always sort of play them in the same sort of way. Very, you know, like a good player, of course, but he had a very similar strategy a lot of the time. So once you kind of cracked his strategy, that was it. So that's why that's what we generally refer to him as, like, the first boss. Because he was one of the big sort of challenges you'd face as you started to get used to the game. Sauron here been moved up by Alfie. I do appreciate that Sauron's, you know, well, probably just cast a little pyromancy spell above his head. There's not a floating torch there. You know, he might have actually just decided, no, it's easier just to make a torch levitate. But he's trying to sort of find a position. Now, Alfie didn't actually know that the magic from Sauron had changed. I think he thought it was still the old way, but it's now far more devastating. So that's why he's sort of trying to position him about there. Ooh. Outriders again coming at me, but just sort of, yeah, seeing the amount of firepower that he's now having to charge into, even with those shields up, we're firing, keep in mind, we're firing poison arrows at them. So if he gets unlucky, he makes contact with me, I might even be able to get a break on him. And if I got a break on him, you don't know where your boys are going to run to. More fire. I'm not watching this artillery right now because for the time being, they're just kind of pounding away at the Ironshod Legionnaire lines. A bit nasty. It's never fun just to take casualties, but if somebody's going to take casualties, I want it to be the Legionnaires. You know? So we saw this pop up on the mini-map just there. We've got some cavalry. Oh, sorry, some spearmen and Rathloriel. Looks like they were just being held by Aranor, just blocking up that right flank in case I came for a wild surround. But the skirmishers there, not... Oh, they're javelin throwers. Interesting. Okay, I wasn't really able to pay too much attention, like, during the fight at them, but I just wanted to make sure they weren't archers. But no, okay, cool. And next to them, some of these outriders of Dulawan, moving up with them too. So 2 nice, light, fast-moving cav coming over to my left flank. A bit scary, but I have a hidden unit of my own right now still. I've still got my hunting pack waiting there. I've got my gore swarm, but I've got no sort of spears in my army. Totally relying on just the hunting pack and the focus of arrows to get the job done. Really mixing my troops up right now with those of Swamperts. Damn, yeah, getting, like, just pushing pretty deep here. See, just to try and really get Buzzard to shoot at me. I've actually managed to get some arrows off into the catapult crew. Not that I'm going to be able to wipe out enough guys to actually destroy that catapult. Wait a second, they were shaken! For a second, they were shaken. Holy smokes. Now, of course, if they did end up breaking, they would immediately come back. But still, it's nice to see. So, buzzards coming forward, engaging in some close-range arrow fire by the looks of things here. These wardens of the girdle, I actually thought they had a shield on them, but they don't. So, if I had known that, I would have kept opening up on them. I think I sort of stopped soon. But right now, yeah, I'm more than happy for that. They were shaking even. Again, maybe some more aggression could have been the right idea here. If if I'd gotten them shaken and got my hunting pack into them, like right now, that could have been a break. And that could have been a little chomp 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 situation going on. You're seeing on the mini-map, we do have Tol-in-Gauhoth, along with a few of these Angband forces as well, coming all the way over to the right flank to really stare down the human defenders under the command of J-Monster. Yeah, I mean, well, this is just about all of Alfie's army. Now, Alfie is, of course, the pride of Tol-in-Gauhoth are their wargs, Sauron himself, of course, but he does have some infantry to go along with that. But even, I mean, his infantry clashing up against these men, these proud, strong Edain of Dor-lómin is just not going to be enough. So we had Sauron, he's running back and forth. God, I hope I've not missed anything from him. He's winded right now, as he's been darting around. But he's just hiding here, so he's safe from enemy archers or anything. If you want to go and try and charge down Sauron, that's not an easy task. Over here, the cavalry have hidden themselves again in the woods somewhere around here, but I'm keeping an eye on them. Ready for any sort of charge or movement toward me. Ravagers from Swampert are pretty close. No, they're definitely safe from our... Because, I mean, the only way you could shoot them is to come around here, and then you're greeting Sauron. So again, there was a lot of staring down, continuing with this sort of skirmish fire back. Wait, shoot, are they firing poison arrows back at me? They are! We're just poisoning each other. We're just trying to scare each other away. No, wait, is this just one unit? No, yeah, it is. So I've had to pull back my very badly bloodied up unit of beast hunters and move in the fresher unit, the more full unit. So he has been dealing damage to me, but again, I'm okay with that. You see, this unit of wardens is out of ammunition. That is good. Apart from that, no, nothing else. Again, shooting at the catapult, not because I think I can actually kill them all. And maybe, of course, J-Monster's going to be a little bit too clever to... he's going for Sauron. But no, luckily, thank goodness, this wall is secured Sauron from that damage. But I say, I'm shooting at the catapult just to hopefully panic them and make them think, oh dear, no, we've got to bring down those archers. We've got to go in for another cavalry charge. We've got to use up more ammunition to bring them down. That's the whole point of it. Which... I mean, yeah, up against players of this sort of quality, you know, you're not really going to get that response. It's tough to panic these guys. But still, if I can bring down a few of those guys, especially while they got their back to me, I'm happy with that. These are proper bladesmen of Barad Ethel at the end of the day. So if I can get an opportunity to shoot them in the back, I'm damn well going to do that. Cavalry movement, you're seeing them coming up now. So I'm seeing them charging up. Now, I wasn't too sure what they were going to do. And this is where I was a little worried because I was not 100% sure how fast my hunting pack were in comparison to them. So I go for a charge in. Now, see, they hid. What I should have done, I thought that they were going to keep charging at me. That's why I'm sort of doing this little panic movement with my Gore Swarm. I really should have let them hide, because once they hid, he's probably going to turn his attention away. He's going to start focusing on something else. Then I can move up with my hunting pack, because he was still watching them while I was charging in, and I really needed to catch him off guard. Either way, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Get some shots into these wardens. Actually, what the heck was that? Was that a... There was... Oh, no! Yeah! This is what has happened. I've got this. Sauron here. I actually need to take a thumbnail at some point, so might need to see what Sauron's got cooking. Let's try and just get a quick shot here. Oh, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? We'll just do that. Very good. Got the catapult fire on top, all the smoky lines as Sauron charges in. Great stuff. But yeah, I really loved this from Alfie, you know, because these lower damage units coming at him, yeah, they'll pick away at him, they'll have a chance of hurting him, but Sauron is an absolute tank, and if you've not got a specific unit, or you've not got javelins or something that is specifically made to kill guys like this, it is very, very tough to hurt him. So Sauron's just riddled some damage into the Wardens, then he's come over, smashed down some of the shield bearers, and now he's pulling out. So I really appreciate that Alfie was doing that. And again, we were all sort of mixed up. That's why one of the reasons I really like this map. I've got another fight on this map that I'll go through. I'll either record that today or sometime soon, I hope, where we do go through and we see all of these armies mixing up together around this area. So yeah, again, I've got a shot on their back, so I'm opening up. Get some shots in the back of the shield bearers. More than happy for that. But again, yeah, Alfie is just kind of staring them down on this flank. Is he largely hidden? No. Well, of course, we can only see what's not hidden right now. If I pass my cursor over it, I can see that it's hiding. Scourge is there from Swampert as well. Ah, now this is where Swampert does something kind of bold here. I think he wants to go and he wants to get these guys around the side, but he moves quite far away from the shields of the Dominion forces, and I really think that they need to be kept in amongst, you know, lend their very skilled, very powerful melee abilities alongside the Tol-in-Gauhoth forces is probably a good idea. Beast Hunters here, yeah, trying to shunt up again, still just skirmishing these guys out. We're 17,000 frames in, and we've still not had like a proper melee engagement, which I quite enjoyed. You know, it's quite nice to sort of have that little back and forth, because it did really feel like a siege at this point. But of course, we just didn't want to go charging willy-nilly into their defensive line. Have I moved up my abomination yet? No, my abomination is coming at some point. Where is he? Where have I got him? Because he's not here. Yeah, you see my gore swarm just set up there now. I've pulled back my hunting pack, but they don't come at me again there. So he does move his cavalry around. Ah, I put my abomination over this position. Does looks kind of scary when you've actually got him next to like a building. You're just like chilling out here, it's like, oh no. But I will have him run up and join Sauron shortly. The abomination and Sauron side by side is quite a cool vibe. And it would, unfortunately we don't get it, but it would have been an absolutely awesome fight to have side by side. So again, J-Monster coming over here, seeing that Buzzard is kind of, he's not out of ammunition, but he's kind of out of this like skirmish ammunition. I've been able to soak most of that damage out of him. So he's had to move over some of these humans, these herdsmen of Hithlin, to engage me. Not really somebody that I want to be skirmishing away with. They've got a decent bit of armor, quite decent numbers, and they've also got a shield value. So, yeah. But if I can just keep engaging them and just, again, soak up some more ammunition. But I'm kind of running out of ammunition myself with my Beast Hunters. Not got too many shots left now. Oh. Ah, shoot, did we miss it? Or did he... No, okay, did he lose one? No, I don't think he did. No, he didn't. Good, yeah, because we did manage to spot that cav was coming at him. And that's the Ossiriand cav. That's the cav from all the way over there that have come running to try and attack him. So again, just showing how much we're sort of mixing up with each other. And now they're hiding over there, which is a bit scary. I like those two trees just vibing on that island. That's nice. So Swampert luckily just decided, okay, no, I'm going to come back. I'll be safe in among the rest of the forces here. We'll go back 2 times speed for now, because yeah, we are just continuing this skirmish engagement. When I get a shot on the back of the herdsman, I was not spotting how often I was making them shaken. That could be... I really didn't realise that poison arrows had that powerful an effect. So right, gulping down some tea. Anytime there's a period of quiet, it's probably just tea related. So yeah, like, Damn, you could really make use of that. Even if I had, like, because you've got some fast-moving little spider units, you know, poison arrow striking and then just coming in with a group of spiders, just slurping up the side, and that could cause some nasty breaks. Alright, interesting. Beast Hunters over here, still with ammunition. Now, the way that I tend to do things in skirmish fights, I will really do my absolute best to make sure that I don't show you that my unit has no ammunition. So, some of these guys might only have, like, one volley left. Fantastic, that's great to see. These herdsmen of Hithlum are now out of ammunition, which again, more if it's soaked up. That catapult is near enough done, so this is all just going to be really, really in our favour, especially because of my very, very lightly armoured army. When I make contact, I need them to be used up. But the boys shunt forward there. J-Monster. Oh, right, because I was listening to Alfie. I was in a channel, Discord channel with him, so we were communicating, but I didn't look over and actually see what was happening. Alfie made this situation seem a lot more panicked than it was. Yeah, when we did have this sort of movement forward and Alfie pulled back, I thought J-Monster was like straight up charging at him. But no, there was just kind of a little... J-Monster just kind of shunted up, took a bit of territory, and stared him down. But no, we sort of... Okay, right, so he keeps pushing. Interesting. I wonder what would have happened there if Alfie had held that ground. And he does try to... Is he trying to force an engagement there or not? The problem is we've got those Ents as well that have shown up now, so we are not the only guys with monsters on the field. The herdsmen, yeah, going to be landing some shots into them as they pull back. It's going to be very nasty, especially for those little Hishprekraz boys. The skirmishers coming in. Okay, we do get a little bit of a cavalry engagement, but you see that there is this pulling back situation, and it was my understanding that we were about to have a clash over there, so I actually ended up sending some flesh terrors. Move on over. I've got my Devourers of Children moving up here because I know that we're about to have a fight here now. You see my Abomination. Because of that, I'm thinking, right, I've got to put the pressure on here now. Because if they start fighting on the right flank, I need to hold their attention in the middle. Let's watch some cavalry action going on here. Moving all the way over there. No, okay, cool. But... I'm noting to make sure I don't miss. There's some cool stuff happening soon. I want to make sure I don't miss it. My Abomination moves up. Where is Sauron? Where is Sauron? No, okay, that's fine. That's fine. We don't have it just yet. But so there wasn't a real clash there, but we were at 5 for 3, so we're still behind. But even though we're behind, we've used up a lot of the enemy ammunition. So I still view this as well, either neck and neck, or even us being slightly ahead. Because, yeah, as I say, I think their ammunition is a bit more important to them than ours. Setting aside the likes of the Abomination, of course. But yeah, so Alfie continues to pull back. Now this was a bit tricky because we had two armies there trying to pull back together. The Legionnaires coming in to join them again, just two beefy units of infantry, just to try and go toe-to-toe with some of these humans of Dor Loman. Maybe not going to kill lots of them, but just holding them in place for a little while to make sure that Tol-in-Gauhoth doesn't get absolutely blitzed and surrounded. Beast Hunters moving up now, very, very close. Again, I'm wanting to just make sure Buzzard... I don't want to force an engagement until there's an engagement on the flank, but I want to make sure that Buzzard is very well aware that, you know, the second you move something, I'm coming in. So that we can try and leave this being, oh dear, Buzzard does have troops over here. He's got his cav. Earthinin Tower, again, because I'm not putting pressure on the Green Elves, they've sent more and more over here. So we're seeing just a lot of this, a lot of these armies coordinating. Where are my boys? They've not arrived yet. Oh no, they're over here. Yeah, but I've got my Gore Swarm as well. I don't really need them over there on the left flank now, so they're classed as spearmen. Interesting. I should actually check if they've got an anti-cal. I love this. Oh, that's very cute. Look at the boys. Just a nice like ordered little swarm barreling through this gap. That's very cool. I like this map a lot. It's really Ah, damn. Like, that'd be a cool little just bottleneck. Oh my god, imagine if you were able to bottleneck a force up there. Just... Goodness sake, that would be nasty. But yep, still a few of them stuck on the other side. They'll find their way. They'll get there. They'll get there. Very cool. But yeah, so now J-Monster's not going to pull back to his original position. He's pushed us away, but he knows if he immediately pulls back again, we'll shunt up back. So he's going to be he's got to sort of hold around here. So we were quite happy with that because it just puts a little bit more distance between him and this centre force, which is where, as I say, the bulk of the fighting is probably going to be happening. Those Outriders coming back at us again. But I'm happy enough, again, maybe a bit bold, but I'm okay to take a little bit of damage. Oh, we were chuffed to bits with this. Yeah, he hits me. Not nice. Not fun. Wasn't too devastating, but the Ravagers were right there. My Abomination's right here. And we almost get a break. Do we get them broken? Poison Arrow fire, surely. They got caught there, so they turned around. The Abomination coming in to do some swinging. 2 misses there on that. Looking at that hole caused by the artillery piece. Yep, no, just get back, get hidden, get hidden. So that's then broken. That'll probably come back. So I don't know. I felt okay with that situation. Could have been a lot more devastating for both sides, really. But still, just kind of showing us that yeah, we do need to force a clash here at some point soon. For now, though, J-Monster's setting up his sturdy lines. He's got his Fjordsmen mixed in amongst those sentries. That is not something that we want to try and barrel through. That is going to be very, very unpleasant to do. 5-3 still, so not actually many casualties caused in the past few minutes. Just a lot more repositioning. Sauron advancing forward. His cowardly warriors that have all shrinked back. He's going to have to show them that there's nothing to fear from these creatures ahead. So he's charging in almost entirely by himself. He's got his Wolfborn in behind him. Got my Abomination still just lurking over here. A little bit dangerous, maybe. Could have him a little bit closer, perhaps. But Sauron advances forward. As this, yeah, he's the Sentry and Hithlum mix up there. So, I mean, goodness sake, if we tried to sort of barrel in anything, that's going to be really, really rough to just get through that. Sauron is casting over a spell. Go bad, Sauron. Go bad. But tries it again. Blasts that line right open. Continues to explode. I believe is continuing to do damage. Again, a bit nasty. But this dense line there is giving me an idea. So I'm coming in again with my Abomination. We get some spinning going on. Clashed in there. Right in the line. So that's going to cause more. So this two sort of spiritual magic entities just tearing into these humans of Dor-lómin. Deeply unpleasant. I thought there was something a bit more... Like, I mean, that's caused a lot of damage there. But is there one more that comes in? Because we get the full effect. No. Not yet, not yet, not yet. There. I think he's going to do it. I think this is where it is. Yep. It shoots up in there. So that, like, mixed explosion that you're seeing sort of happening on the ground is sort of meant to happen when it's up. Now, that doesn't look as devastating, but you look at all the different spots that you just inflicted casualties there. I think Alfie mentioned that, like, that, like, strike had shot Sauron up to, like, 3 silver chevrons of experience. So, and you can see 5 for 8 now. Oh, sorry, we were always ahead. We were 3 for 5, dear me. But we brought them up from 5% to 8% just from that little... those blasts from Sauron and the Abomination. And that's caused it's caused J-Monster to spread out a bit. It's going to make his lines a little bit easier to bust through when we do want to go in. Of course, he'll try to shrink them together, but that was kind of the morale lifter that we needed. And I'm still going for some Abomination strikes. Doing a bit, but that was when I realised, nah, hold fire. And over here, though, this is when we actually start to apply some pressure. I think we were hoping, well, I guess just inspired by the damage done to those humans by Sauron. Sauron's leadership of this push has inspired us to go in for a charge. which is not going to be going incredibly well at the start, but as more and more of my troops come barreling on in, if they cannot plug me up, it's going to be rough. Just moving my foot mat there. Because I get excited and I shimmy back and forth, I constantly slide my foot mat to the left. So I got to keep adjusting that. And again, just more and more of these flesh tearers coming in. I think I've also given them a melee upgrade too. I really wanted to just see what these guys were sort of capable of in a grind. Firepower is coming into them, and you're seeing sort of how quickly they are going down. Oh no, these are my flesh feasters. So no, they're coming on forward. Devourers of Children Mark 1, blasting on in 2. Getting the Beast Hunters out of ammunition now. Now that we've made the clash, I used that last volley, and I've come forward now. Flesh Terrors. Now I need to be careful, because I don't want to just focus on my own stuff. Because that was, from this point on, I'm here. This is what I'm paying attention to. And you're seeing, unfortunately, because of the frame number, we are getting near the end there. Oh no, that Devourer got hit by that catapult. That's really rough. Deary me, there, of course, a big sort of multi-hit point unit. Nothing like trolls or anything like that, but still something you do want to make use of. Flesh Terrors ripping into the Spearhost of Gellion. We got 11 for 9, so I've taken a lot of casualties, but as we're grinding in, as more and more of these Doriath forces having been sent forward to answer to me, the surviving ammunition that they've had left is going to be getting used up pretty quick. I've got some troops over here. Swampert's got some troops over here. And I think shortly we are going to be having a charge into J-Monster, which again is just going to stop the elves of Fingolfin from coming on over. That was my shot from my Abomination. I was struggling a bit to get the shots used from the Abomination. But I do get some strikes in. Yeah, you're seeing some nice burning into the Herdsman. Devourers there. Quite enjoying themselves in that fight. Much lighter armoured than some of these sort of beasts, but still able to take a good beating. The rain is hitting down hard on my window, but that doesn't usually come through on the recording, so we should be alright. Halberds there. Backing up my line, providing a bit of armour and a bit of discipline to the kind of chaotic flesh terror line. Really do need to move something up through that little gap. You see, we were able to use up a lot of that catapult's ammunition, but they still got a good bit left. The Legionnaires are really stern on that right flank, or really heavy on that right flank. So I'm quite glad that they're taking the hammering and not my men. Spear Guard of the Iron Crown coming right through the middle. Catapult crew, great to see them getting used up and sent on into melee. Over this position now, yeah, Alfie's starting to organise. He is going to be coming on forward now. Yeah, you can see J-Monster's reforming his line. This is when I should have turned the Abomination over here again. But I think I was so focused on my own stuff, but I really should have turned him because he was getting some great hits up against those sentries. And even though it wouldn't have helped me immediately, would have done a lot more work long term for this fight. More of Doriath coming in. There are some green elves here, but this is very much... Oh, and there are some elves of Fingolfin too, but this is very much Doriath fighting right now. I think Arnor just believes maybe I've got a little bit more left over here. I left some archers, I guess just kind of to try and give him an idea, like, oh no, I've still got a force over this end. Be careful. Which is just allowing us to really overwhelm them in the centre. Or at least outnumber them for the time being. You can see those spear hosts of the girdle coming running forward. Warriors of Region as well. They're going to be slicing down my Devourers without too much of an issue. Seeing a lot of my guys getting knocked down there by various javelins and axes that are getting hurtled at them. Some spearmen of Rathloriel. I've got a little bit of firepower. You've got to keep in mind how badly bloodied up my archers were, so they're going to take a while to get through all of that ammunition. Skull Splitters there. Okay, no, I'm happy enough with that. I was struggling to get them to use their ammunition, really. But I guess just the lines were pretty muddled up, so it wasn't easy for them to find a target. More spear hosts going down. If we zoom out for a minute. No. Advancing. Yeah, you see Alfie's charge coming in now. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that happen. I'm going to be pausing it, probably at like so... Just so we don't get the battle ended or battle pause screen popping up. I'll try and make sure I have it slowed down toward the end. The trolls coming on forward too. We're seeing sort of defeat is certain across a lot of this position. And this is probably where I'll slow it down to 1 times speed. So what do we end up with? 21 for 17. So we really did start to fall away at that point. But my abomination is entirely unharmed. He's totally healthy. We actually have a catapult that I wasn't spotting. Yeah, the Doriath forces have a catapult as well. So that is going to be continuing to cause some damage to us. Used up a bit of its ammo, but that's still got quite a lot left. Victory across most of the line here. I think I've done a few little attempts to break through this end. Whenever I do, another unit comes in to block me, but I have had a few tries to slide through there. Over on this end, yeah, there's this big gap which we really should have tried to slide something through. Arbalists there. What do I have in the back lines here? Now I'm trying to basically work out how it might have ended. My Flesh Feasters are running up, another unit of Devourers and Flesh Feasters. So I've kind of given up the fake now, and I've moved just about everything over here. And shortly, I think just before the game ends up crashing, I moved this unit of Beast Hunters over. Just to provide, again, a little bit of firepower, and they've got full ammunition, so that's going to be quite useful. Arbalist there, yeah, from Swampert, just going to be providing a lot of damage to these units. I think, of course, we were going to break through this. We were going to break into these forces. There's still a lot left from Doriath. He's got his elites too. We've not even touched his elites, and these Tyrion Lastanin, which we've seen in some recent battles how bloody they are. Maybe it's going to be the Elven elites that I don't think we've got an answer to. I don't know. I'd like to think that we could have won. I think it'll be kind of how this fight ends up going. This is all of Alfie's army, basically, crashing down onto this position. I think that Alfie would have, but there's so many spears. I don't know. I just really, really wish we'd managed to play this one out. We've got some little cav displays. The Buzzard is not just sitting and waiting for them to clash in there, he's going for their hunters. Very cool. So I think, I've got troops over here too. I've got 2 units over here. I've got the Gore Swarm and 1 unit of Flesh Terrors. Yeah, I'd like to think that we would have pushed through here. I think we would have lost in the middle here. I think we would have broken through, done a lot more damage, but the elites would have won. The elites would have killed us. Even with my abomination getting involved, I think the elites would have won. And then it would have just been down to whatever's left over here. So whatever maybe Alfie had remaining could have tried to fight down the Elven elites. I don't know. As I say, I'm very open to whatever people might have thought. But I still think it was pretty close. I think if this was a defeat, it would have been a pretty close one. And it was such a shame to have this crash out, because as I say, there was a lot of just really cool bits and bobs, and just when things were really heating up was when we ended up losing it. So, damn shame. I should have taken a screenshot after the fight to show the ending kill screen, but I forgot to do that. My Devourers did actually arrive in time, coming slamming on into the left there. Again, the Devourers, they're going to do just as much slamming right into the front as they would from the back, so... But a unit of... Oh, Tormentors. Yeah, see, we should have maybe pushed those Tormentors straight through to just get in. Ouch. More catapult fire. Absolutely ripping us up. Ah, dear. But as I say, I've got another fight on this map. It kind of goes down in some similar... Like, there's a lot of similarities with it. I play as Angband in that, so we do get some good clashes going on in the middle of the battlefield. Hopefully that makes up for this crash. But yeah, just as a quick little reminder, I am home for the time being. I am open to receiving battle reports. Well, not battle reports. Open to receiving battles. So if people do have any fights, standard rules apply, of course. But if anybody's got any Reforged or Silmarillion fights they want me to look at, feel free to shoot them over. I should have time to go through them for the time being, until something changes drastically. But yeah, for the last, what, we got a few hundred frames left. Okay, yeah. So you see, the Green Elves of Ossiriand come over. They've still got these 2 units of spearmen. Okay, my Beast Hunters are remaining there, I think, but I do move them over soon. Because right now, if they sent a unit of cav over to fight them, nothing I could do about that. But I think I kind of viewed like it's going to take them a very long time to get a unit of cav over to fight me. That rain is getting a bit loud. Again, I hope it doesn't come through on the microphone, but if there is some weird noises, that's what that is. I've totally forgot my blooming troll bloods too. Yeah, that was just when they had gone berserk. Just when I was throwing them into the middle too. I totally forgot my berserkers. So they would have really rinsed some stuff, but no, I didn't realise, because like the whole time they had not used any of their elites. Got those Sons of Hurin, they've just been given a movement order. Over here, we're just about to get a clash. Ah, dear. Yeah, so I'd say final run through. I think over here we would have won. I think here we would have ended up losing, but we would have killed a lot of the enemy chaff. So it would have just been elites remaining here after the fight. And then it would have been kind of down to whatever survivors we had from this fight to try and deal with the enemy elites. So I don't know how that would have finished. 28 for 25, so we were a little bit down, but again, the Abomination and Sauron had both been totally unaffected. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. Shame about the crash, but yeah, thank you guys very much, and I will see you later.